Hello, so I wanted to answer a question that I received about soul contracts and are there certain soul contracts that you cannot touch? And the short answer is yes, there are. There are so many different contracts that you cannot move, that will not shift, even if you tried on a very human level working through the Akash, you would not be able to actually remove them. And I have come across galactic contracts, in particular, which you almost feel like it feels like someone's like slapping your hand, like get away from that. Like you cannot move it. You can read it for sure. You can read the information. You can read what it entails, but that doesn't mean you have the authority to be able to actually remove it from somebody's field. I would probably posit that it is not possible to remove soul contracts which should not be moved. Soul contracts which are flexible, which you can take out of someone's field, are most likely ones which are not beneficial, which are no longer serving the person in question. And they are often ancestral, they are passed down through the ancestral lineage, or they are from past lives and or from this life as well. I take out contracts in people's field that they've made in this life with people that they know, or subconsciously, or with the land, or with workplaces, or you can technically make a contract with anything, technically, that has a sort of soul level, or an animate kind of an animated like vibration within it, so yeah, it really, you shouldn't really be worried about, or you don't need to be worried about, oh no, is this, have I removed a contract which isn't beneficial, which is, should remain in my field. There's no need to really worry about anything like that, because you wouldn't be able to remove something that probably couldn't be moved. Generally speaking, I haven't heard of a case of a soul contract being removed that should have stayed there. I have never heard of that in this field of work. Yes, of course, healers and stuff can of course do harm to people and things like that, but generally speaking, I wouldn't say it would come through that sort of the removal or the shifting of soul contracts themselves. And not all soul contracts are negative or need to be moved. Some of them are absolutely of the highest. Some of the very sort of fabrics of the foundation of our realities are manifest through higher level contracts, and you wouldn't want to touch them, nor would you have the power to be able to do that at this human level. But absolutely, removing contracts which are stagnant, which are old, which are outdated, which are no longer holding a resonance, or have got lost in translation somewhere along the line, and now they mean something completely different from what they meant before. That happens quite a lot with protection contracts. I found contracts in people's ancestral lines which, a sort of tribal leader has said, right, I'm going to protect the line, and then 10 generations later it now manifests in a sort of disorder or something which is malefic within the energy field, because that energy is no longer of the time. And so things like that, you absolutely want to take them out of somebody's field, absolutely. And the way that I work anyway is I'm a vessel for spirit. I do what I'm being told, essentially. I do what my guides, what the people I'm working with, guides, their spirit team are advising me to remove. I am the vessel that is, looking through the Akash, but what is coming to me is what is ready to be cleared, what is ready to be shifted. So yeah, soul contracts are fascinating. I could talk about them forever. And if anyone has any contracts, if anyone has any questions, then just leave me a comment.